Probably the most challenging situation to really accurately listen is when we're in conflict with someone. Emotional or even just content conflict, because that naturally also triggers emotions. People wanting deeply to be heard and validated. So it takes even more self-awareness to be able to bracket one's own reactions to what someone is saying in order to actually hear both the words, the actual words they're saying, and also to listen more deeply to why they have a strong position about something that we hold a different strong position about. So one of the keys is to kind of keep this mantra going as you're listening to somebody. And the mantra is, what is true about what they're saying? So it's very rare that somebody is completely demented and has nothing that's valid about what their position is when we're in conflict. There's almost always some significant percentage of what they're saying that has validity to it. Something about what they're saying has truth to it. And if all we're doing is hearing everything we disagree with, and then in our own heads with our 250 words per minute of excess listening ability, we're just making up arguments about why they're so wrong, we will miss what is true about what they're saying. So, to just kind of keep that mantra, what's true? What's true about what they're talking about? What is true? Because they need that especially. They need to know that you're not completely opposing them and that you will hear. So one of the tools that I have used over the years when I'm in a situation where I really disagree with somebody, or I'm in emotional conflict, like I feel like my feelings have been hurt, or they've betrayed me in some way. When emotions are high, it makes it even harder to bracket. So the first thing, something my husband, Tim, will always say is we've got to slow it all down. So one way to do that, and a tool that I've used, is to literally take notes of what the person is saying, because I can miss so much. And the discipline of writing notes means I keep bringing myself back to what are they actually saying? What are their words? And then noting also they seem really angry, or maybe they're actually hurt or sad, don't know. But taking notes of what somebody is trying to get across, even at just the level of the words, can be really helpful. So the other thing is, while taking notes, is to make a little note or put a star by something if it really gets to you, if it really pushes up against your feelings or your beliefs or your position, or a place where you don't feel like you've been heard, to make some kind of note or signify it. The other thing that can be really helpful is to set a timer and say, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to focus as best I can on what your position is, how you're feeling, how you perceive this situation. And then you don't have to feel like this is going to go on forever. You can say, okay, I'm going to bracket all of my stuff for 10 minutes, or I'll write it down, but I can do this. I can really focus and not interrupt and listen for 10 minutes. They may have more than 10 minutes of stuff, but trying to absorb stuff that's hard to absorb is better done in smaller chunks. So trying to stick to the topic for the speaker, but also as a listener to say, I only have to listen and keep my mouth shut and try to bracket all my stuff for 10 minutes, and then we'll take a break. That can be really helpful. You can relax a little bit. This isn't going to go on forever. Then the other thing is, having listened and having written down what you heard them say, the main points, then you say, I want to say back, I want to go over what I've written down and make sure that I got it right and that I didn't miss anything. So got it right and didn't miss anything. And so then you go through your notes, try to find a place inside yourself that remembers, I don't have to agree or disagree with what they're saying. I just need to make sure I got it, what they're saying. So you go through your list. I'm pretty sure I heard you say this. I'm pretty sure I heard you say that. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? And then at the end, you say, did I miss anything? Or is there something in there that now that you've heard what I've heard, there's something else you want to say? And set the timer for 3 or 5 minutes and let them clarify or add if there were things that they realized you didn't get or they didn't have a chance to say accurately. And then hopefully you have a relationship with a person who would be willing to switch places and let you talk. But first, there's work to do. You can go away and take some time and go through the notes and see what you agree with or what the truth is in what they're saying, so that instead of getting defensive and having that be the main thing you communicate back, you let them know you can see they've got a point, or you can let them know there's probably truth in what you're saying about X or Y or Z. There's truth in, I don't know how much I leave my crap around. You may be right. I may leave it around a lot longer and a lot more than I realize, because it's my crap. I don't notice my crap, I notice your crap. So you start with validating what you can really validate, because that helps people relax. And when we're relaxed, when we actually feel like we can talk about this and there's some openness on the other person's part, then the fear that will never be heard or it'll never get worked out goes down. And there's lots of research to indicate that when our fear areas of our brain, fight or flight or freeze, when they're activated, our cognitive abilities go down. Our attention is in the survival parts of our brain and the emotional parts of our brain, and not in our cerebral cortex, where we can actually think clearly about what's going on. That's the part of our brain that is made to fix things, to solve problems together. The limbic brain is where we can either have bad, negative emotional reactions, or also where we can feel some empathy and understanding. So it's not bad that we have these different parts of the brain. It's just they're good for different things. And when people calm down, they're more able to see where somebody else is coming from and have empathy, and then let their hearts open, let their minds open to, oh, maybe there's things I haven't seen here. You could certainly try using the tool of slowing things down by making notes, setting a timer 10-15 minutes at a time, letting the other person know you've actually heard what their position is. You don't have to agree that it's the ultimate truth with a capital T. No need for that. Just that they've gotten a chance to actually be heard. Which means there's going to be more chance they're going to be open to hearing you in a different way. Hope that's helpful. In conflict, it's the hardest time to really listen. But the most important. Take care. Godspeed on your miraculous life journey.